Your neighbor is cheating on you. Initially, they proposed your person, and now they plan to renovate their home in a way that blocks your sunlight. Sounds absurd, right? But bear with me for a moment. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more interesting and knowledgeable videos. In the complex and convoluted world of human interactions, the notion of betrayal and deception isn't confined to personal relationships alone. It often seeps into the very fabric of our daily lives, manifesting in ways that we may not even recognize at first glance. Let's delve deeper into this intriguing concept and explore how our surroundings, both physical and social, can sometimes play the role of the proverbial two-faced neighbor. Imagine this: you wake up one morning to find a notice pinned to your door. It's an invitation to a neighborhood meeting, signed by none other than your neighbor, Mr. Smith. Curiosity piqued, you attend the meeting, only to discover that Mr. Smith has been spearheading a campaign to implement new regulations in the neighborhood that would significantly impact your property rights. As the details unravel, it becomes apparent that these changes would directly benefit Mr. Smith at the expense of your convenience and comfort. Initially, you may brush it off as a simple difference in opinion or a misunderstanding. But as you delve deeper, you realize that Mr. Smith's actions weren't born out of altruism or a genuine concern for the community. Rather, they were driven by self-interest and a desire to gain an unfair advantage. Your neighbor, it seems, is cheating on you not in the traditional sense, but by exploiting the system to further their own agenda. But it doesn't stop there. The insidious nature of deception knows no bounds, extending its reach into the very infrastructure of our cities and towns. Take, for instance, the case of urban planning and development. On the surface, it may seem like a noble endeavor aimed at enhancing the quality of life for residents. However, scratch beneath the glossy exterior, and you'll often uncover a web of hidden agendas and ulterior motives. Consider the scenario where a powerful developer sets their sights on a prime piece of real estate in your neighborhood. Armed with deep pockets and political connections, they embark on a mission to transform the area into a bustling commercial hub. On the surface, it appears to be a win-win situation. New businesses bring job opportunities, and increased foot traffic could boost local economies. Yet, amidst the glittering promises lies a darker truth: the displacement of long-standing residents, the erosion of community ties, and the irreparable damage to the environment. As construction crews break ground and cranes dot the skyline, the true cost of progress begins to reveal itself. Families are forced out of their homes to make way for luxury condos and high-end boutiques. Small businesses that have been the backbone of the neighborhood for generations are priced out of existence by skyrocketing rents. And all the while, the developers line their pockets with profits, indifferent to the human toll of their actions. But perhaps the most insidious form of deception is the one that lurks within the confines of our own minds, the subconscious biases and prejudices that shape our perceptions and interactions with the world around us. In a society rife with inequality and injustice, these implicit biases can have far-reaching consequences, perpetuating cycles of discrimination and marginalization. Consider, for example, the phenomenon of racial profiling in law enforcement. Studies have shown that people of color are disproportionately targeted by police officers for stops, searches, and arrests, often based on nothing more than the color of their skin. Despite efforts to address this systemic issue, implicit biases continue to influence the decisions of those in positions of power, leading to widespread mistrust and resentment within marginalized communities. But it's not just race that plays a role in shaping our perceptions of others. Gender, age, and socioeconomic status, all of these factors can contribute to the formation of implicit biases that color our interactions with the world around us. And while we may not always be aware of their influence, these biases can have profound effects on the lives of those who are on the receiving end of them. So, what can we do to combat the pervasive influence of deception in our lives? Awareness is certainly a crucial first step. Recognizing the signs of deceit and manipulation, both in ourselves and in others, can help us navigate the complexities of human interaction with greater clarity and insight. But beyond mere awareness lies the need for action to challenge injustice wherever we encounter it, to speak out against inequality, and to strive for a world where honesty and integrity reign supreme. Your neighbor may not be cheating on you in the traditional sense, but the concept of betrayal and deception extends far beyond the confines of personal relationships. From the machinations of self-interested individuals to the systemic injustices that permeate our society, the specter of deceit looms large in our daily lives. By remaining vigilant and proactive in the face of deception, we can work towards a future where truth and transparency prevail. In our quest to navigate the intricate labyrinth of deception, it's imperative to cultivate a sense of critical thinking and skepticism. In an era where misinformation spreads like wildfire across social media platforms and echo chambers reinforce preconceived notions, the ability to discern fact from fiction has never been more vital. Take, for instance, the phenomenon of fake news, a term that has become ubiquitous in recent years. With the advent of digital technology and the proliferation of online media outlets, the spread of false information has reached unprecedented levels. From doctored images to sensationalized headlines, the tools of deception are readily available at our fingertips, just a click away from infiltrating our consciousness. But the dangers of misinformation extend far beyond mere inconvenience or annoyance. In the realm of public health, for example, the spread of false information can have dire consequences, leading to vaccine hesitancy, the proliferation of quack remedies, and the erosion of trust in scientific institutions. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we witnessed firsthand the pernicious effects of misinformation, as conspiracy theories and unfounded rumors undermined efforts to combat the spread of the virus and save lives. In the political arena, the weaponization of misinformation has become a powerful tool for manipulating public opinion and sowing discord. Whether it's foreign actors spreading disinformation to influence elections or domestic pundits peddling conspiracy theories to further their own agendas, the impact of falsehoods on the democratic process cannot be overstated. In an age where truth is increasingly subjective and reality itself is up for debate, the very foundations of our democracy are under threat. So, how can we inoculate ourselves against the insidious influence of deception in the digital age? The answer lies in cultivating a healthy dose of skepticism and critical thinking skills. Rather than passively accepting information at face value, we must interrogate its sources, scrutinize its claims, and seek out corroborating evidence before drawing any conclusions. By arming ourselves with the tools of skepticism and rational inquiry, we can inoculate ourselves against the virus of misinformation and protect ourselves from its harmful effects. But our responsibility doesn't end there. In addition to safeguarding ourselves against deception, we must also take proactive steps to combat it wherever we encounter it. Whether it's calling out false information when we see it, supporting reputable sources of news and information, or advocating for policies that promote transparency and accountability, each of us has a role to play in the fight against deception. In the final analysis, the battle against deception is not one that can be won overnight. It is a constant struggle, requiring vigilance, resilience, and a commitment to truth and integrity. But by working together, armed with the tools of critical thinking and skepticism, we can strive to create a world where honesty triumphs over deceit, and where the light of truth shines bright in even the darkest corners of human society. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more interesting and knowledgeable videos. In conclusion, whether it's the duplicitous actions of our neighbors, the systemic injustices that pervade our society, or the insidious spread of misinformation in the digital age, the specter of deception looms large in our lives. But by remaining vigilant, cultivating critical thinking skills, and taking proactive steps to combat deception wherever we encounter it, we can work towards a future where honesty and integrity prevail.